So how do you make a good decision quickly? Well, you learn how to assess a lot of data quickly. You learn how to assess what data matters. You learn how to trust yourself. You learn how to see your blind spots. Do you have any biases, any preferences, any aversions or fears because of some issue in your system that you should get healed or released? Just offering, right? Do you ignore a certain type of thing or person, or not be fully focused and present tackling some category in your life because of something you need to heal or work out, right? So that's that. And the last thing for making really good decisions, bigger project, is study decision making. Cognitive science theory, decision making theory, there are decision trees, which a lot of us have seen in economics and stats. I have a BA in psychology from the University of Michigan, been rated #1 psych school in the world. I think I had a good education. I'm not trying to compare degree sizes or anything, but I think I had a good psych degree. And there were a lot of books on decision making. So I just want to say that because you can get a simple model. I've developed models that are single sheets for effective, quick decision making, but that's one of hundreds, right? So what you want is somebody who's a PhD psychologist, who is a leading, well-respected researcher writing about decision making, which Harvard Business Guide to Decision Making or Harvard Business Review Guide, the newest version, I'd recommend that or something of that caliber. Because if you think about it, maybe you gather data, major life decision, major work decision. You gather data, you get outside of perspectives to get all the data, you confirm you have no blind spots, you analyze it, you get the analysis checked, you sleep on it, you have others check out it again, you'll see what consequences could come from that major decision. Maybe you test that decision in a small way, and then you slowly roll out and execute with the ability, if you can, to pull the plug at any time. You can't replicate that for having a baby like you can for a marketing campaign, but in general, I think those 10 principles, getting really good at those is a starting place for making good decisions. And I mean that for like good major life decisions. For making great decisions quickly, you need intuition. And if you weren't looking for woo, this might get a little woo, but our reality includes many things. We can only measure 5% of them, basic physics, 95% is dark matter and energy. So just humor me and take this as a metaphor if you don't want it literally, but for all of my magical golden age fans, I believe this stuff is literal, what I'm about to say next. So your intuition is your embodied mind. Your subconscious mind is all the stuff in here and in your auric field. The subconscious is below conscious, below current awareness. The phone number of your parents or your partner may or may not be conscious or subconscious. But a phone number you dial often but on speed dial might be deep in your subconscious. Maybe you saw it once or twice, but normally you just type in the name and you hit dial, right? Now, things that could happen in the future, things somebody else is thinking about, something that is likely to happen tomorrow, or the subject of a remote viewing experiment, which many people can successfully reproduce, a certain type of picture of an image in an envelope in a room at a certain time of day. Give it 20 hours, you could succeed at that if you do the best practices. And look into that. Remote viewing is pretty awesome. Sorry for speaking quickly. I'm just very excited about this stuff. So if you think about intuition, accessing your deepest memories on a materialistic level, and information not in this present space-time or your present space-time reality of your life, at a bigger level, intuition is actually being able to access all information. But on the practical level, to say it's anything you've ever encountered, right? We store everything deep down. There's different neurobiology explanations for forgetting, but we don't know every quantum probability and every quark of the brain, I don't think, at every given time. So there's still things to be discovered. So with those 5 qualities, you got your time management as one model, one map, not the all-inclusive end-all be-all. Energy management, much more important for thriving and really accomplishing goals. So biochemistry, naturally that will do a lot for you. Staying hydrated, naturally that will do a lot for you. Knowing how to help your system have an experience when your stress and obligations are higher, that's where you're starting to biohack. This is Relaxed Mind Tea by Yogi Tea, really great tea, and it relaxes the mind. I'm using a lot of mental energy right now doing this live stream. I work about 60 hours a week. I run 3 professional organizations. I'm very focused on my fitness. I have 3 hours a day of spiritual practice and fitness. I have a social life, a romantic life, personal hobbies, downtime, meditation, and art time, and then some. And being on all the time not all the time, that's what it can feel like, but being on a lot at a high level and having really nourishing, refreshing, deep quality downtime, very effective sleep. When I'm relaxing, I'm encountering things that I want to become part of me. I'm watching funny stuff, adventure stuff. Funny stuff heals you and energizes you and adds happiness to your day, right? Adds life to your years and years to your life. Or I'm reading something to relax my body, and that's very interesting and exciting and fun, and it's also related to my life purpose, mission, and work. So for energy management, simple principles: look at any activity, anything you put inside yourself, and see how your energy feels after. Some things like tea could take half an hour to 4 hours to affect your body. Some much faster, some much slower. Same with foods, same with energy work, same with watching a movie, listening to music, encountering a friend. Things affect our energy at different points in time, but deep down maybe on the surface how much the person you feel the best around, the happiest around, the most productive around. Think about that type of energy. You want to be around that, or you want to feel it, and maybe you'll anchor it to the same exercise we did in the beginning, or a different one or maybe you'll develop your own magical sign language or spells, words you say, or oils you sniff, so you have your max productive state, max thrive state, most joyful state. But eventually you'll know the state and the emotional resonance and vibration in your system, and you can just shift to being very productive, getting these emails and those to-dos and this project outline and this conversation and this deliverable and that decision and that quadrant of time, while being present, grounded, and focused, right? And you'll be able to instantly shift. I'll stop doing that because that had a thriving association. I'll think of one, maybe the blow one for production, for productivity, just as an offering and for myself too, because I care to practice what I preach. So if you think about anchoring in the vibration of productivity, that is an energy maximizer too. If having high energy depends on your environment being quiet or a certain type of note sound, you having a certain amount of milligrams in your body of caffeine, no more, no less, for most of us, having a certain blood sugar level, etc., those are all factors to trigger this state. But mastery means you can be productive on a bumpy train with 14 crying babies that have very bad smelling diapers, extremely hungry, going from very cold to very hot. The train is smooth and then bumpy, and it's raining and water is getting in the train, like pretty much the worst environment ever, and you have to move your computer to not get it wet on the rain, right? And people keep almost falling into you, and sometimes they hit you but don't really hurt you. Really crappy environment. If you were challenged with experiencing that for 1 hour, but writing the best essay of your life, and if that essay was judged by a telepathic judge, that was your best essay, you would get $10 million, or the person or charity of your choice would. You would do so much to stay productive. You'd be like, all this stuff is happening, I'm getting this done, right? One of the values I believe the standard education system gave us is being able to show up, right? Regardless of whether you think it's rigged or skewed or leaves stuff absent or is flawed or underfunded, you have that test that could affect your future. You do your best on that test. Doesn't matter if you had one extra or less egg or somebody insulted you earlier, nothing matters, you're zoned in. Right? So if you're zoned in right now, just use this hand signal for yourself, do it with me, this is being zoned in, right? Completely tuned in. And you can be empathic and feel your heart and have an open heart while being zoned in. If you're empathic, like myself, we're so open to everything that opening our heart can be scary around angry people, around, other types of energetic expressions. But if you want to have an open heart, if you want to be of service, no matter if somebody is crazy or, just not present or, kind of half catatonic, for any reason, you can be empathic and be open without absorbing it and feeling all the stuff of everybody in the room or around you.